There is a curse in Shonen Jump, the Spokon curse. I think I've talked about it a couple times, but if we're talking about a sports manga, I think it's always good to bring it back, just in case you're not familiar with it. The Spokon curse refers to the curious fact that the last successful Shonen Jump sports manga was Inomaruzumu all the way back in May of 2014, which means that for almost 10 years there hasn't been a sports manga that hasn't been cancelled. Now, for the most part, I assume that this was because of the huge success of IQ. Simply put, the magazine didn't need another sports manga, but now, 3 years removed from its ending, we still don't have a sports manga running in Shonen Jump, which is a first in its 55 years of history, but it seems like Shonen Jump wants to rectify that, as over the past 4 batches we've been getting sports manga after sports manga. The first one was The Retry, which is cancelled already. The second one was Martial Master Sumi, which is by the mangaka of Inomaruzumu, and it doesn't seem safe right now, but it seems like it's doing at least well enough. Then in the last batch we also got Two on Ice, which is only just starting, but it doesn't seem to be doing that well. And now for the final batch of the year we got Green Green Greens, a golf manga. Green Green Greens is written and drawn by Kento Terasaka, who previously worked on one of the most unremarkable victims of the Spokon curse, Beast Children. It was a rugby manga released in early 2019 in the same batch as Samurai 8, seemingly to coincide with the 2019 Rugby World Cup that was taking place in Japan just a couple months after. While the idea of releasing a rugby manga during the most likely time frame that Japanese people would be interested in the sport wasn't a bad idea, Beast Children was ultimately a flop, and was cancelled with only 27 chapters, having been allowed to survive while the cup was on, but being dispatched just a month later. That doesn't really paint a good picture for Green Green Greens, but after actually going through the first chapter, I'm happy to report that the mangaka has improved immensely. So without further ado, let's actually jump into this manga. This is a story of Aku Yagisagi, which we got a preview of him in a professional golf competition before being dumped into the present. Yagisagi's main personality trait seems to be dumping facts about how much money professional athletes do at any given time. But while actually being a decent athlete, at least compared to his classmates, he doesn't seem to have any goals for himself. In his own words, he's a big fish in a small pond, and there's always someone better than you. Despite this, he loves to cheer for his friends that actually try and celebrates their achievements a lot. His life is about change, however, once he accidentally discovers that his classmate Olga plays golf and decides, a bit against her will, to see her practice. She's amazing and he reacts more or less how you'd expect him to react. He cheers for her, he drops a random fact about the value of Tiger Woods' clubs, and he tells her that she will be the next famous multimillionaire golf player, and what follows is where I start to really enjoy this manga. Olga recontextualizes every trait of Miyazaki that we've introduced so far in the most brutal way possible. She absolutely verbally annihilates this dude. She tells him that he has no concept of actually working hard, he doesn't know what it takes to actually be someone like Tiger Woods, that effort that it takes to reach to the top, which is why he only talks about money. It's the only value he can understand. She says that he's nothing, that he has nothing, that's why he's so quick to cheer for his friends, because he can only live through their achievements since he has none. And of course, what can you do after this but go home and rethink your entire life? The next day, however, he decides to change. He goes back to the driving range to actually practice and try to understand her point of view. After 100 misses, Olga decides to help him by giving him some tips and even apologizes for what she said the day before, not without saying that she still hates him though. In the end, thanks for her help, he does end the day by hitting one ball successfully. And of course, the chapter ends with Olga, unbeknownst to Miyazaki, remarking that his hit was actually far stronger than any that she could do with the same club, giving us another hint that he could actually be a great athlete had he just ever tried at any sport. It's something that is hinted over and over again throughout the chapter, so I accept it. But I do think that for a manga that seems to focus a lot on the effort part of the sports manga, it doesn't seem like pulling a hidden potential on the main character fits too much. I do think Yagisagi needs to be a complete failure from the start, but you know, we'll see how it goes. Especially since golf isn't exactly the kind of sport where strength is enough, as is, you know, the case with most sports, really. Other than that, I like this manga. I think the dynamic between the two characters is pretty good. Honestly, I think it's even better than the one on Two on Ice. It's very easy to understand why Oga feels insulted by Yagizaki's way of thinking, even if he's a pretty nice dude. And it's good to see how her aggressiveness changes and helps improve the main character. She's definitely the MVP of the story, but she announces the main character a lot, and I think that should be the role of every protagonist on a story. But seriously, comparing this to Beast Children, even though that manga also had a couple of interesting characters, most of them were not even in the main cast. When while the dynamic of the main duo was built on an interesting premise, they didn't really complement each other the same way that these two do. Also, compared to the two manga, I have to give credit to Kento Terasaka. His art improved a lot. Beast Children was kind of rough, but it had some appeal to it, so it's nice to see Greens making better use of that appeal. The art looks good. It's not amazing, but there's a lot of potential there. I especially love how he draws his eyes. Will it survive? It's hard to say. It has a lot of competition, and there's a chance that there's going to be even more sports manga in the batches coming forward, but none of the competition is really solid yet, so I think it has a chance. However, while I like it, and I still think it does a decent job, I still think Martial Master Sumi is the better package altogether, and it's by a veteran in the magazine, so I think that one has the better chances of survival. Next week, we're going to be here to talk about another manga in the batch, Ryu Senki, by another Kento Amemiya, which apparently is going to be an occult battle shonen, probably in the same vein of something like Miru and Roji or Phantom Seer. If you want to see that, consider subscribing. If the video is out already, it will be the one on the left right now. And if you watched it till here, thank you very much, and I'll see you next video.